All right. Hey, everybody. It's time for your weekly Chaos community meeting. I'm Elizabeth, the community manager. It's great to see everyone here. We have a light group, but we are a mighty group nonetheless. I will share my screen here. There we go. We were just talking about condiments and spices and little kids being obsessed with various various condiments and things. Um, Yeah, that David, that's an expensive one. That's an expensive one to have as your favorite.
I
That's
only
cool.
use it for paella on special occasions, but it
Yeah,
makes me happy just thinking about it.
yeah. Even the color is lovely, Like it's a good spice. Okay, so first off, I just wanted to make sure everybody saw there was a new blog post from Georg today about open source in academia. And this is a super interesting blog post. You should all give it a quick read. It's just about how we bring academia more into the open source ecosystem. How do we partner with them a little better and kind of tighten that coupling? So very interesting. You should definitely give it a read if you have not done that. I need to put it on socials. It just got posted this morning, so I actually need to drop it in Slack too. I haven't done that yet either. But here's the link in the minutes, so give it a read when you have a chance. And if you have questions, you can ask Georg, because I don't know if I have the answers to them. But if anybody does have a question, we can certainly document it here as well. So feel free to drop it in there for Georg. Okay, second thing on our agenda, as you know, we've been talking about this for a while, daylight saving. Just make sure you double check the calendar. We've already had some confusion this morning, which I'm not surprised about at all. Just, if you have copied things locally to your calendar, just give it a quick double check against the one source of truth here, which is this calendar here. And if you're not sure how to have it show up in your time zone, you can change it down here. I just leave it in Central, even though I'm in Eastern. So yeah, I could change it to mine, I guess. But yeah, that's how you change it. If you're not seeing it in your time zone, you can change that.
Quick
Yeah,
question
so
about it.
yeah,
Uh, I saw that to WOSPO, they have it in Google Calendar, so it's easier to follow up, at least from Google. Uh, can we have it in Google Calendar or something that can be imported easier?
great question. We started in Google Calendar. The issue we ran into and why we switched to Team Up, which is the calendar that we use now, is that you can only subscribe to all of them in Google. It doesn't allow you to subscribe to various sub calendars, we called them. So if you're in, the package metadata group could not, as far as we could figure out how to do it, could not just subscribe to just the meetings they wanted, just that meeting. So that's why we switched to Team Up, because it lets you just subscribe to individual calendars for individual working groups,
Uh,
if that
I'm
makes
pretty
sense.
sure I didn't subscribe to everything in To-Do group, but I will check.
Okay.
Because this one I is the only one I have like in the eCal thing, and then when I upload it, and I get this situation that the time changed somewhere in the world, and I don't know.
So, so I'm curious. So this, if you right click and copy the link address, you can subscribe as a URL in your Google Calendar. So it would just be like you
I
could still
can't.
use your. Is that how you do it?
No,
So that
no,
might
that's not how I do it.
that
I
might be
just downloaded the file and I tried to upload it.
Yeah, so that is actually a problem that other people have had as well. So the idea is that you need to copy that ICS and subscribe using that URL
Okay.
So that might be, so here's how you can, if people are using other, we need to have a video on this, I think, because it's super confusing. It really is, because you're tempted to just click the link, right? So here's some other ways you could do it. So yeah, so you just choose from URL
Uh,
and then you
I see.
paste that ICS file in, and then it will show up
Uh,
as one of your subscribed calendars. Yeah.
okay, I will figure it out. Don't worry. Uh,
Don't feel bad that there was confusion there because a lot of people have had confusion there, especially right when we switched over. It was a big deal. It was a big deal. So yeah, we could do better at helping people understand how to do that. I'm just gonna
I,
drop that in here.
okay. If there is a way, I'm fine. I will figure it out. No.
Adrian, you had your hand up too, by the way. Did you have a comment? I'm sorry. I can't hear Adrian. Does anybody else hear Adrian?
Very low. Very, very low.
I still can't hear.
How about now?
Oh, that's better.
Wait. I was just going to say the same.
Still kind of quiet though.
I was going to say the same thing you said about copying the link.
Okay, all I heard in that was the link. That's all I heard.
Why does Zoom keep changing? Hello?
That was a little better.
Hello? Oh,
I think we can hear you now.
yeah. So I was just going to say the same thing that you said about copying the link and subscribing to it in Google Calendar. That's basically what my workflow is.
Excellent. Okay. I think we can do better though of helping people figure that out because it's really not very intuitive at all, I don't think. So I'll just put that on my to-do list. Any other questions or comments? It's going to kind of segue into the next topic. Speaking of calendars and time zones and all the good stuff. I see that Damien has put this on here about switching to UTC. And I would like to just open that up to Damien to give a little more context or say whatever it is that you want to say about that.
Yeah, I didn't even remember I put it there, but in the last working group for package metadata, we had this question about like, why if we move to UTC so the thing doesn't move around? Because it's in the group, I think there is only two of us in North America. So it was moving around for everyone. I don't know, it's going to move around to someone else depending the composition of your group. So if I think the advantage is going to be like you know about it because it's moving for you, but the disadvantage is like it's going to crash with all your other calendars. But I don't know. There was this question. So the main question for here is like, can we do it if we want to do it? It's something we can do as a working group. Say like, hey, we want to do it UTC and it's easy to configure somewhere.
So I think this is a really, really good question. And I see a few options here. As I had mentioned to Damien earlier when we were chatting about it, that I think our goal is to make it as easy as possible for working groups to get together and do the work. So kind of whatever that means for the group. But I think we have a few options here. I think we can, option one is to kind of what we're doing now, which is to just leave it up to the working groups to decide.
Yep.
So for instance, like CHAOSS Africa meetings are on West Africa time, CHAOSS Asia meetings are on India Standard Time, and that just works better for those groups. So that would be one option. Option two is to move all of the chaos meetings to UTC, just across the board, just move everybody to UTC, and then it's like consistent across all the groups. And then I think the third option is to just kind of leave things how they are.
I think the way each team choose is fine for us. Um, the only thing I see might be trouble if someone attending one meeting has one meeting next to it, and one is daylight saving and the other one is not. Uh, so I don't know. I need to check with. So we can do it. I will check with our working group in the next meeting, like we want to do it or we don't want to do it, and let you know then. The main problem is going to be that one. If there is someone is going to two meetings back to back and they are in different daylight mode, it's going to crash.
Adrian, go ahead.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Great. Yeah, I was just curious. I think it sounds like even switching to UTC though, like it almost feels like that just shifts I guess the burden of who's having to change, because I feel like I know that because I think last week was the weird in between week, because I think like a lot of the European time zones I think did daylight savings or something, and then the US did it a week later. So Oop, hello?
I just did that. I'm so sorry. I was trying to
That's okay.
unmute myself and I muted you instead. I'm
Yeah,
so
no
sorry.
worries. But it sounds like there's kind of we're in this, we kind of just got off that 1 week of like there's kind of two moves in time zone. And so it almost feels like, I mean, I can see maybe moving to UTC making sense if like maybe both of those time zone moves only affected like one, like people in the US or people in Europe or whatever, like where they got kind of double hit by it, but then people in another region didn't have to change their times at all. But I feel like shifting to UTC would then mean like, okay, each person's got to change their time relative to what their country does with UTC. Like if the US changes time relative to UTC, the US people would have to kind of account for that. But then they'd only have to do that once, and then the people in Europe would have to do that once. So because UTC doesn't have daylight savings, but everywhere like everyone's local time or a lot of people's local time probably does. So it's just kind of it doesn't necessarily, I don't know, maybe there's a benefit to shifting it like that, but I don't know.
Uh, yeah, basically it's moving to someone else's problem, but I think the main thing is for those countries that actually don't have daylight saving at all. So that's why I say it depends on the composition of the working group. Uh, if the working group has many people that will be affected by this or not. And I think now it's 1 week, but in March it's going to be like a month of difference between at least North America and Europe. I don't know, it's like every year happens. So
Yeah, that definitely that makes sense. Like, yeah, if the working group is primarily like in a particular time zone, then yeah, I feel like scheduling that with whatever's beneficial for that group sounds like it makes sense. Um, I think also, I mean, it sounded like they're doing this probably also somewhat assumes like people have like everyone's kind of using and subscribing to the calendar on TeamUp. I think like so we were mentioned earlier with like, oh, someone downloaded the calendar and then did like that's effective like a one-time import, or they just manually typed it in. Like if they don't enter it in the kind of time zone or let their calendar adjust to their local time, like it might be also worth like just having each working group kind of make sure their members have it kind of set up the same. But yeah, I think generally like yeah, if there's ways to reduce the impact of the time change for the working groups, that makes sense.
okay, I will take it back to mine and see what we decide.
That sounds good. And I'm kind of leaning toward, even though it's a little bit more difficult to communicate and kind of keep track of. It, I'm leaning toward letting the working groups decide what works best for them. I think, to Adrian's point, in one way, I see moving UTC to everybody to UTC would be super simple for purposes of, yeah, we're on UTC. Like full stop, we're all on UTC, end. But also that means that there's a lot of people who would have to also change. So yeah, I think that let's pilot it. Let's see how it works. This is what I propose. Let the package metadata group change to UTC. We'll see how it goes. If it's easier, great. Then maybe in the future we'll talk about moving everybody over just for simplicity's sake. But I think I think letting people work the way that helps them the best is what we try to do here at CHAOSS. So I don't see a huge issue in that regard to letting y'all just do whatever makes sense for you. And I will post something in the working group leader channel as well, because if we do have others that want to switch, then we'll do it all at once. And we'll say, hey, these groups are switching to UTC moving forward. So does that sound reasonable?
Don't switch us yet. I'm going to
Okay.
bring it back to the next meeting, and if people prefer to, we do. I don't know right now if.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
the way it worked is someone asked about it last meeting, and we said like, let's figure out if we can actually do it, and then we decide.
That's
We
fair
didn't
enough.
decide.
Yes. That makes total sense. So we're not doing anything yet. You just let us know, let me know when we need to move forward, if we need to move forward with it. Fair enough. Do other folks have thoughts on this? Just if we did, bring up eventually switching all the CHAOSS meetings to UTC. Any other comments on that? Obviously, that's a big topic, and that's going to be a huge change. So that is not something that would happen overnight for sure. One working group is that's one story, but yeah, switching everybody, it would be a different story. So just wondering what others think.
I think first we should end daylight savings time, and then India should not do the half an hour thing because that confuses me. And then I want to do UTC myself to like see if I can train myself to just think in that way. So I'm all for it.
I like that action plan a lot, David. I subscribe 100% A plus, agree. I'm so tired of daylight savings. Yeah. And then the half an hour thing, yes, India. I think there's some parts of Australia that also do that. Like, come on, man, no. Yeah, oh yeah, yes, Adrian just said that, yep. Like a 15-minute, yeah, it's like, okay. We're just getting excessive now with our with our times. Okay, so let me just put in here what we decided. So doing and will, oops, take back to the package metadata, working to see what they want to do. And is to allow them to do this and see how that goes. Cool. Also can ask other working groups what they would like to do. I do like the mechanic. I like the clickies. This is a keyboard my son gave to me probably, I don't know, like 7 years ago. He was done with it. It's got the like lights underneath. It's like the gaming computer, the gaming keyboard, and you can program it. And I love it's so satisfying. But it's also super annoying when I'm on meetings. So I'm like, oh, I should mute before I type. But y'all just get to hear it. So lucky you. It makes me feel productive, when I'm just like, yeah, it just makes me feel productive, even if I'm not. So there we go. It's the secret. Okay. looks like this is the end of our agenda, which is good because,
No, no,
oh,
no,
Anika.
Elizabeth. I have
Yes.
something.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. So I have a quick question. There is something that I noticed, and I thought I would like to get a feel from the community. It's about the non-code contribution that we do. I noticed that we've set up like an automated reminder for people um, to list their contributions and then create a PR. So the last time I thought to check it, I noticed that it's been a while that people imputed anything like raised a PR for non-code contributions. So and a lot of non-code contributions are ongoing in the community almost every day, every week. So I was wondering what could be the problem. Is it because it's stressful, the process of having to, having to fork the repo, try to impute your own non-contribution, a non-code contribution, and then raise a PR every single time? What do you think? Do you think it's a long process? Is that why we don't have like frequent people raising PR?
So I will say, Sean wrote that issue thing, which I don't know if it mentions that in the reminder, but there is a thing where you just need to open an issue, I think, and it will, using a certain template, and it will add it for you, which was meant to try to solve that problem of it being such a process. But I don't know if we tell people about that, actually. Let's see.
Okay. I was wondering if anyone on the call could
Issue
talk
template.
about it, how they feel about it. Because what I'm trying to do is to think of a way we can make this simpler for people, and maybe something automated, something like a form that they can easily impute from their own place of convenience. Maybe they get a reminder set up in their email or Slack channel, something very close to them that they can just do like a diary, and then the whole thing is set up for them without them being the one to go raise an issue or even create a PR. So it's something that I would like to bring to the developers focus resource to brainstorm an idea that could help us with non code contributions, because I noticed that a lot of these things go on, and then we see contributors say, oh, because I don't contribute code, everything I do has to do with facilitation, or even I'm doing outreach as an ambassador, and these things are not being recorded. How do I show my work? So to be able to help people showcase the work they do, that is not necessarily being recorded by GitHub, I think that would be a good thing. But I would like to get a feel from the community. Okay, so Ariane was saying something. He said plus one with Elizabeth's idea. Um, I think it would make it easy for everyone to have their contributions. Are you talking about the issue template, Ariane? And then I would like to ask, is there a difficulty that you have faced personally? Okay. Sorry, Elizabeth. I think the responses are in the chat. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so just procrastination, to be honest. So it's more of maybe reminding people after they do something that, hey,
Mm-hmm.
go open this issue. Let's just go through this process really quick. Oops. Did I screw that up? I think I did. Let me try this again. Project. What's today? 2025/11/04.
I suspect that could probably be, I don't know what GitHub lets you do, but I wonder if we could make that like a proper date field so your browser can just like show a
Do
proper
it.
date picker.
Unless it was something you did like last week or something, but yeah. And then if I
Well, I
close
think
this,
even, oh,
oh, it closed it for me. Okay. Go ahead, Adrian. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say like even if it's like a date field, like I think the browser, most browsers should have like a little built-in date picker, so you could pick a date last week if you wanted to. I don't know exactly. I haven't played with that. Like I haven't done like issue templates this in much detail here, but the whole little form system is pretty cool.
Okay, so this one now, will it create a PR automatically, or what's this doing?
Yeah, this already created the PR and merged it in. So if I go back
Oh,
over here to this community contributions, it should have added me at the bottom. Yeah. But you're right, like nobody's really using it. So maybe it's a matter of letting people know that it's there and that it's something that they can do. Or also maybe it is kind of just a lot of overhead to go to GitHub, open this issue. Like maybe it's too much.
okay. Okay. We'll see what we can do with regards to this.
I really like the idea though, Arinka, of having some kind of Slack integration. I think would be really great. I don't know what that looks like or to what extent that would happen, but I feel like Slack is kind of our central hub of communication. So even just having like a quick Slack command that I can just say add community meeting, whatever, and it just does it. Like that would be amazing, I think. Magically just happens.
So I'm thinking, yeah, so what I'm thinking is in this line, like have a weekly log kind of a thing that reminds you to say, hey, great week here, what did you do this week? And then you are able to log in, just like, oh, I've done this week, this is my log or my entry for the week. So it shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes, and it kind of helps you document what you have been doing. So that's what I'm thinking. So it reminds you, maybe on Slack or email. I don't know how that will go, but then it's bringing it to you, and then you put in your entry, and then it does all the other work for you.
I think it's an awesome topic to dig deeper into. I think it's a great thing if you want to bring up, I think you mentioned you want to bring it up to your software dev group and see kind of what ideas they can come up with. I love it. I think yes, 100%.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, David, go ahead.
I don't add stuff to that, partly because I'm lazy and partly because I'm not sure what to add. Like, I mean, I'm co-hosting bi-weekly meetings, but it doesn't feel right to like say that, but I do work for that. Maybe I should. It's not clear to me that you are asking us to do that or what you're asking us to do. Like I can imagine it would be great to show to the Linux Foundation, a lot more contributions. So it would be nice for everybody to start doing it more regularly, but I don't think that ask has been made. I also think seeing the process, it doesn't look that challenging. It's probably good practice for everybody to learn open source better. So I think it's pretty straightforward. Anyway, bunch of my thoughts.
Yeah, I've also not been logging anything. And part of it is when I'm doing something like today, I met with the venue for CHAOSScon. I'm not in GitHub. I'm not where I would quickly open an issue, and so I don't think about it. And then if when you ask, I will probably have forgotten that I did that already. So to me, it's not part of a process, and the value of doing it is not clear to me either. Like, what do I get out of doing it?
Uh, yeah, I was thinking about the value, and I think it seems like keeping up with LinkedIn is like right now it worth nothing. In 5 years, when you're looking for a job, you say like, "Oh, and I participated in CHAOSS and worked on all these little things, and I was active there, and blah blah blah." I think that's the value.
There might also be, I hate to even have these words come out of my mouth, but there might be some AI tool we can use to help us collect those and keep track of those, even remind somebody that it's, yeah, hey, you just finished this meeting, take a quick minute and log it somewhere, or log it in the place. Like, I mean, I guess like an AI could go through even meeting notes and say, oh, here's some action items that people had and did, and I don't know. But sorry to bring AI into it, but it's inevitable, I guess. So just a thought. I don't know. We can think about it for some more, for sure.
Yeah, also thinking in that line too. But then it would be like an integration. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I hate to cut this short, but we have a lot to talk about for CHAOSScon committee, so I'm gonna go ahead and we can keep talking about this next week too, because I think it's a really interesting topic. And I know, open source projects all over have this problem. We all have this problem. So, we'll keep thinking about it and keep, yeah, trying to figure it out. I don't want to share. I want to stop sharing. Stop share. There we go. Okay. Stop sharing and stop the recording. If you're on the CHAOSScon committee, please stick around. If you're not, then we'll see you later. Have a good rest of your day and week and all that good stuff.
Bye.